think I may be live. I think I may be live. Everybody can tell me if I am or not in a second. I got to find my stuff over here. Where's my oh man. All right. Can everybody hear me or not? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Woo-wee. All right. Morning, everybody. An interesting morning here. So we've had a sporadic amount of news, 8:30 and 9:15. And then we got some more news at 10. So, unless something punches it's, in my face right out of the gate, I'm not going to be risking anything. But that being said, what is going on here? Give me a second. Why is my chat looking so screwed up? All right. Man, I don't know how many of you, I'm going to go over this in a bit. I'm going to go over something in a bit here, but I don't know how many of you went back and looked at the price action of the YM yesterday, but it was insane. I went and traded it. Hold on here. See if I can figure out how to get rid of. Seems like I got rid of this logo here that had my name on it before. Anyways, for those of you, my name's down in the bottom left. I seems like I got rid of that before. But anyways, what instrument I have is, up in the top left instead of in the bottom left. I thought it seems like I got rid of my name before. I don't know. I'll have to work on that, but I won't do it right now. But anyways, I don't know how many of you went back and just for fun looked at the YM yesterday. Oh my God. Like basically all afternoon, that thing just shot from line to line, line to line, line to line. And so I took some trades off of it to keep my my trading not from getting rusty for any other purpose than that. And man, it was just beautiful. It was going from line to line. Well, I'm going to go over that here in a bit. So for whatever reason, yesterday, the NASDAQ was dormant and the ES was pretty dormant, but the Dow was just a kicking and a running. So I'm going to show that chart here in a bit. But so I do have the YM chart. So right now I have 5 charts on my screens. You only see gold, but I have ES, YM, RTY, and the MNQ. But yesterday, boy, if we're going to just be sideways right now, boy, I tell you what. Yeah. There might be a short setting up here in the RTY. Yeah. What did I do wrong here? Oh man, sorry. I gotta load a strategy. I don't have my trade strategy on on my RTY. That should be correct. Hold on here. There. Okay. Shoot. All right. So we got some news at 10. It's not really dynamic news, but it could kick the market around a little bit. So I'm going to kind of wait for that. But so while I'm waiting, let's just look at this for a second. So this is the YM yesterday. All right. So where are we? 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 Here we are. So, yesterday we talked about in the room how we had a crossover, like we came off the overnight open, ran up, created a daily high, right back to the red line at 1040, and then wham, right back to the daily high again. I mean, just like we would expect the reaction to be. And I mean, that candle right there was absolutely gorgeous. And then up it went. Well, then the day kind of meandered on and we rolled down here and this went up and then gave up. Okay. So this, if you were following the back of the candles, you would have lost a little bit of money, whatever. But then it slammed straight down to the prior day low and then wham, right back up. I mean, look at that deliberate move. Inside candle, boom, back up. I hit that one. This was after we shut down our stream. I think it was that one. Maybe it was another one. And then we rolled down. Then we just kind of nothing, and then down, and then back up. And if you got into this one, you're following the back of your candles because this runs. The YM tends to run in a straight line. Notice the straight line here, just like the RTY. They're very similar. They're $5 instruments. They tend to run in a straight line. So straight line all the way to when it breaks right there. So you get back up here, roll back down. If you follow in your stops or whatever, whatever you get out, you lose maybe a few bucks. Goes up to the overnight open, comes back down, sits on top of the prior day low again, and then off it goes. I mean, just beautiful. Anyways, I just thought it was rather interesting that how much it played in these lines. When it went direct to them, boom. Then it sat there and rolled down. Nothing here to worry about. Came back up. You might have been looking for a short here, but the reality of it is the sign of a short was not very good. If you look at this aspect, here's your pivot here, and here's your pivot here. You rolled up, rolled down. This pivot did not break this pivot. Then it ran back up here. So that's usually a sign that you're going to step the other way. Now it did rotate, but then it's looking for the long. Here's your long. Here's your inside bar. Boom, off it goes. I mean, it was just some beautiful action on the YM yesterday. So, anyways, hell, I did a little bit of it this morning, I guess. Yeah, a little bit of it this morning too. So, anyways, I just thought, hey, I'm gonna pay attention. If the Dow's gonna move, I might as well pay attention to it. I've traded the YM in the past, but sometimes it gets, it gets kind of like the ES. It'll get kind of dormant. But obviously it's not dormant right now. So a couple things that I want to point out. Number one is tomorrow is Fed interest rate announcement stuff. And So what are you talking about? Overnight open. Sorry. No overnight open setting up. In what? Oh, NQ overnight open setting up. Possibly, but we got news in a few minutes, but that is a possible setup. Yeah, that is a possible setup. That's probably going to react. The MNQ, it's probably going to react back up. That would have been worth taking a stab at. I'd be following it pretty tight though. Here you go. I'm just sitting and waiting for the news to get over myself. Remember, I'm only seeking 1 to 2 lay down trades in my face. Will, because I can hit 1 or 2. One's going to make me $500. Two's going to make me somewhere north of $500. We still need the market to. We still need the news to be done. But that MNQ did reject the overnight open. Absolutely. But the ES is hitting the bottom of the overnight open. Let me see here. Right now, the RTY is south. The NQ is south. And the ES is south. Actually, the YM is south too. So they're all in agreement of the direction being south. That's a good thing. We haven't had that in the morning in a while. We have not had that in the morning for a while. Usually one of them is the opposite of the other 2 or 3, But right now they're all in agreement that the market is south. I want the market to go south because I'm going to tell you right now, unless it goes south, I don't think we have much room up. I don't think we have much direction to go to the north side. Needs to be a sell-off to create some volatility. It's just getting a little stale up at the top. Okay, so sorry. So I got distracted. FOMC day is tomorrow. So what I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do is I'm not going to live stream tomorrow. All right. But what I am going to do is I'm going to live stream on Thursday, and I'm going to live stream Thursday with live money. So I'm going to use live money on Thursday, and hopefully between Thursday and Friday, I can get my $1,000 that I'm still just sitting here not getting because I've been sitting in this sim mode on my charts. And plus FOMC will be behind us, so hopefully the traders step back into the market and start moving it around. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to go live my intent is to go live on Thursday at 9:45. And I'm going to go live with live money. I just made that connection. Live with live money. And then I'm going to go, and then I'm going to go, depending on how that goes, I may go live on Friday also. I've been trying to stay away from trading on Fridays lately, but I do think that now that FOMC will be behind us, that, Thursday might be a good day to possibly make some money. Yep, Thursday might be a good day to possibly make some money. All right, what do we got going on here? Where's the low in the MNQ? Where's the low? Wow, it's way down there. Jesus. Where's the prior day high? Man, we've been hovering above the prior day high all freaking morning. Oh boy. Huh. All right. Well, we'll get the last of this news over with here in a bit. You can see that gold has decided to go to sleep. waiting on the news. I'm hoping gold does something soon. I mean, the best instrument for me to be trading the last. Hey, Matt, how you doing, buddy? Are you home today? I'm hoping that gold gets its head out of its butt, because gold has been my best instrument to trade lately. I mean, it's the one that it is the one that when I get the proper rotation and I get in it, it just spits $500 out plus. Oh, you're in the office? Okay. All right. I'm in my office too, but it happens to be my home. I tell you another thing. My housing business has gone straight into stale mode, and I have a bunch of quotes out, man. I mean, I'm quotes on this house, that house, this house, that house, and I think, but nothing's moving, and I think that people spend too much time listening to the news, and they think that, Powell might be lowering rates, and therefore that's going to impact their mortgage, which it's not. But hey, you can't tell people things because the TV tells them otherwise. If you want to become the dumbest person in America, watch the news. If you want to really be stupid, watch the news. All right, there's 10 o'clock. So we see how we've had some. Look at the NQ, for example, how we some inconsistency there. That was rolling over, and then it just rolled back up. So get this news out of the way and see if we can start seeing something. Unfortunately, the ES had a rollover retest of the prior day close, but I'm just not going to take things until we get this stuff behind us. So I have gold still sitting on my chart. What I'm looking for, I would love right now for gold to run up, break this high, rotate, hit the 1 minute gold line, and then boom, give me a rotation to the long side. That is exactly what I would love to see right now. So that's what I'm looking for over here. I'm literally looking for nothing in the YM, the RTY, the ES, and the MNQ, because they just got into consolidated mode, waiting on that 10 o'clock news. If you'll notice, they just went into dormant mode. So they need to start picking a direction also. Come on, gold. Let's get some movement here. Let's get some movement here. So anyways, like I said, tomorrow is FOMC day. It's a good day to sit on your hands all damn day. So the way I'm going to do it is by not turning these charts on. And then let all that stuff pass at 2 o'clock, and then hope that the markets get themselves a new thought process, either down or up. Down would be wonderful, if you ask me, because we really need to get a rotation. It'll put some volatility into this market, if you ask me. And then therefore Thursday morning, I'll be on here trading live. Is it triple witching on Friday? Okay. All right. Well, I'm hoping to make my money. I'm hoping to make my money on Thursday. That's what I'm hoping, Matt. I'm hoping to make my money on Thursday and not even worry about Friday. I'm hoping to make my money on Thursday. Of course, gold can still make us a lot of money, even though it's triple witching on Friday. So, you could still sit there and, especially after, with the interest rate announcements over and stuff, gold could really start picking up its movement again. And, yeah. Yeah. And I've said this over and over again in my videos and whatnot. Gold has really been a peach of an instrument. I just think the problem with it right now is it's sitting up at the highs. And so it's not, nobody wants to buy at the highs and nobody wants to sell because it's high. Yeah, David, FOMC day, man, I'm telling you. Even here's the thing that I'd like to point out, because people sit there, but Bob, the prior day high gets played, or the overnight open gets played, or the 5-minute red line gets played. And, even though it's FOMC day, and I'm like, yes, they do. But the problem is it's not deliberate motion, and therefore it's not deliberate reaction. And it's that deliberate reaction to wherever our estimated targets are or whatnot. That's what we need. I don't want to meander like gold is doing right now. I don't want to meander my way to potentially making $300, $400, $500. I want to move my way to making $300, $400, $500. The anxiety, let's just say this was a 5-minute red line right here. The anxiety of waiting for this thing to go here is too much for me. And so FOMC day, you don't have the big money pushing it around to make things happen for us. Remember, I think I've lost it for some reason. Oh, by the way, Microsoft did an update. I lost my shark here, so I got to get my sharks back on the back of my chart. Anyway, Microsoft did a reload garbage thing over the weekend, and talk about screw me up. But anyways, my objective in this trading strategy is to be with the sharks. Well, if the sharks aren't playing because it's FOMC day, then I'm just playing with the amateurs. And the amateurs aren't moving the market. They're just meandering. And it puts too much stress on me. I got to figure out how to get my sharks back on there. I lost my damn shark as my screensaver. Why does Microsoft change shit on me when it does an update? I have no idea. I hate Microsoft. I absolutely hate Microsoft. I don't know how many of you have ever had Microsoft. This has happened to me, what I'm about to say. Microsoft do an update out of the blue when I'm actually trading. Yeah, I've had that happen to me. Not in this system I got here, but in an older system in the past. I had Microsoft do a damn update and crash my charts. Oh, my God. All right, guys, let's get moving. Come on. Wow. Wow. So we're below the low. We're below the prior day lows on the YM and the RTY right now. We are not on the NQ and the ES. Microsoft doesn't like sharks. No, probably not. But according to Epstein, he liked little kids. Oh, did I say that? Oh yeah, David. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, just imagine you're looking at your charts and all of a sudden, boom, they're gone. and then and it says Microsoft update. And I'm like, what? Yeah. All right, maybe we'll get some movement here. Maybe we'll get some movement here. The MNQ's starting to get a little bit of movement to it. Let me shrink gold here because gold is obviously not doing anything, and it's the damn thing I keep putting on my chart here because I thought maybe it would do something. Let me move this over just a bit more. My charts look negative without my shark behind it. That's sad. Come on, gold. Gold is still my prayer and hope for today. It is. It's my prayer and hope for today is gold. It is. It's my prayer and hope for the day. What kind of range we got? 11 to 37. So 26 points. That's not much. That's really not much. Wow. Had a nice reaction off of the retests on the MNQ. Pretty nice reaction right there. I mean, it just took right off, so there's nothing tradable, but see how it came and sat on top here and then just back up. Because here's where the candle opened and came down, hit it, and then ran right back up. Oh, gold. Okay, gold, start doing something. Here we go. We might start getting something in gold. It's the one I'm counting on. It's the one I'm counting on for today. It's the one I'm counting on for today. Okay, we broke all these pivots to our left in gold. All of them. 1, 2, 3 of them. This one screamed right through this first one, but we broke those two. So what we need now is a pullback into the 1 minute gold line and see if we can get along here. So pay attention to that. I know you guys are delayed from me, so I'm trying to call these things out a little earlier. But if you get that smooth pullback and you sit on that 1 minute gold line, this just may be it. The MNQ, man, if you get an inside bar on this 10-13 candle, you just might have a long here on the break. No, it's rolling over. No, it's rolling over. Okay, it's rolling over. Wow. Yeah, it rolled over all right. Woo-wee. Yeah, the MNQ rolled over all right. It rolled over. That's why you wait for the break. You don't guess on the line. All right, I'm looking at gold here. Come on, gold. Come sit on this 9. Come sit on this 9. I'm gonna blow this up. Come sit on this 9 right here. Come sit on this 9 and give us a long. Shit, man, we're almost at the high. God dang it. Really not much room in any of this shit. Come on. Come on back. Pull back, please. Ideal situation right here to pull back. Pull back. Come on. What is going on? Yep. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, we're equal. We're equal. Ah, Jesus. All right, forget that idea for now. Still not over with. We could still bust up, create some highs here, and come down. I really like it to be more deliberate. Right now, it's not doing that. But it is starting. The good news is gold is coming out of this garbage. So if it shows commitment that it's going to come out of this garbage, we just need to find the rotation point for the throwback. Right now, all right, we're good. All right, gold, very good. I'm going to shrink this back up for now. And see, we're just in. See, what's my pet peeve? My pet peeve is price hanging out at the overnight open. And that's exactly what the MNQ is doing right now. It's hanging out at the overnight open. It needs to find a direction. All right, we may have this 1 minute gold line right now on gold. Yeah. Yes, sir. She is a commie, my friend. She is a commie. That woman, I know Matt's gone, but that woman's got crazy eyes, man. You should look at her. Look at her when she's talking. She's scary. For those of you that don't know, that's the governor of New York State. When she talks, man, she's got crazy eyes. She really does. She's scary. Well, what are we doing over here? Come on now. What are we doing over here? I might be interested in the YM. Let me get rid of this for now and pull the YM down in case this sets up. I might be interested in the YM if we come up here to this prior day. Because see how we moved? We come up to this prior day low and get a rejection here. I might be interested in that. I'm still very interested in this. I'm just waiting for gold to make its decision of when it's going to drive back down into the 9 EMA, if at all. We have nothing above us. We're just in highs of highs of highs. I mean, gold is just ridiculous. The world is going to have to invent a new metal for wedding rings and stuff because nobody's going to be able to afford them. Oh, and why would that be? Not because gold has shrunk in volume in the world, but because the United States keeps printing dollars. No, I could not imagine living there. I could not imagine living there, Matt. All right, so I'm still looking for possibly a rotation up to this right here in the YM. right there, YM. I'm looking for a possible rotation up to here. Come on, I need you to stay deliberate. Come on. And then I'm looking for this to rotate down here. The YM got hung up on the 5-minute 9 EMA. By the way, for those of you that don't know, this is the 5-minute 9 EMA. So I don't trade off of it, but I have it on my charts for reference. So on a 5-minute chart, so if you're trading 5-minute charts, this is a 9 EMA on a 5-minute chart. It's something to be aware of, because see how price got hung up there? It has a tendency to hang up price, and it rotated to it here. I mean, so I have it on my chart. See how it hung up gold at it? I have it on my charts for reference, so I can visually recognize why price, if I'm in a long, for example, and it runs into it, I kind of know what's going on. So to set that on a 1-minute chart, it's just an EMA set to 45, because 5 times 9 is 45. But I don't trade it. I used to trade off of it, but it's just so inconsistent. It's just too hard to trade it. But sometimes you'll see it literally push price. All right, come on, gold. Come on, gold. Here we go. Come on, gold. Here we go. We just might have something setting up in gold. Finally. All right, we finally pierced the 9. I would be happier if gold ran right down to the 5-minute red line. I would be happier if it did that, to be honest with you. That would make me much happier, because there's more room from here to here, and I don't know how much room we have above, because again, we're throwing through the highs. We are throwing price through the highs, and that's a hard place to trade, because you don't have any rotations. You have no, you're like Lewis and Clark traveling across Western United States of America. You don't know where you're going. You just know you're going west. You don't know where you're going. You don't have any targets. You have no reference. That's the problem with going into all-time highs. All right, come on. Come on. Boy, this might be it. This might be it. If this candle closes right in here, I'm going to be looking for that long. Are you looking for that long right there off of gold? Off the break of the candle, the 1022 candle, if it stays the way it is right now and doesn't go crazy to the downside. And it looks like, there we go. All right, so I've got an order ready. Come on. Broke right through the bottom by a tick. I like that. Rotate back up would be wonderful now. Damn it. Yeah. Come on. This gets a little dicey here, because the head of this 9 is now rolled over. See how the head of the 9 is rolled over? I'm going to bail. I'm going to bail. Maybe I would love for this to roll down to the 5-minute red line. That is my ideal situation right now. Absolutely love for it to do that. Make the 5-minute red line its rotation point. Squeeze out some stops on the long side. Absolutely ideal situation right now. So I'm looking at the YM. Man, we're not talking about a lot of money to risk if that candle stays like that, that it might be worth taking a short here. We're not talking about a lot of money. So I'm going to throw that in there. There we are. We're in. And I'm going to put my stop here above my pivot. Come on. Oh, yep, not good. Come on. You're looking for a rotation spot. See how it came from the low? It's looking for a rotation spot, in my opinion, back to the downside. This is definitely a potential rotation spot. Since this thing moves in straight lines, once this candle closes, I'm going to go right behind it. Okay. Yep, I'm going to go right behind it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I know we hit some headwinds. I understand that. We hit some headwinds. I get it. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, we are now winner, winner, chicken dinner. So the question is, to where? Oh boy. Wow. Okay. Well, what the heck here? Oh yeah, we're doing really good. Let's go back down to this pivot. Let's go down to this pivot. Come on. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Come on. Come on, give me that money. Give it to me. Come on. There it is. There it is. There we go. All right. That was simple enough. Now, why? Well, see this? When you get this, meaning not that it's the daily low, but just it rotation from a recent low, they're seeking, in my opinion, they're seeking a place to rotate from when they're pulling back. This was the rotation spot. Now, this thing may roll all the way back through the low again. It probably will. And I wasn't paying attention to the fact that the RTY was busting through the low and ES is heading to the low. But anyways, yeah. Awesome, David. Winner, baby. You took that YM. Good for you, David. I like to point out, folks, one of the really, 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 really nice parts of that YM trade is this candle size. You're not risking much. This is a $5 instrument. That candle size is so small, and then here's your reward. So your risk to reward, obviously hindsight is 2020, but I could have run this thing lower for sure. But boom, boom, there you go. That's just beautiful. It really is. I a lot of times my decision on whether to take a trade or not, a lot of times hinges on, what's the size of my entry. You guys have watched me over the years. If price is moving real violently, but it's by the way, gold is setting up. Just keep in mind, gold is still setting up for a 5-minute red line. I am paying attention to that. But anyways, if price is moving rapidly, I will take a bigger candle and roll the dice. But if price is kind of meandering, I want that smaller candle, unless it's, again, it goes back to screen time. Now we broke. So let's just talk about this for a second on the YM. So, and yes, I am watching the 5-minute red line, but see this pivot right here? So we broke that on the downside. So I know this wasn't a Donchian Channel low. Well, we screwed it up here, but anyways, let's just assume it was that we didn't have this poke down. When we rolled back into this 1-minute gold line, this would have been the perfect opportunity for a 1-minute gold line short. I understand it's not a Donchian Channel low, but what you're really looking for in a 1-minute gold line is you're looking for a major pivot to your left to be broken after a crossover and then a retest, and then boom. So just kind of showing you that. Just kind of showing you that. But anyways, that YM trade was $400. $400 right there. That YM trade. The way I have my settings. I have 2 contracts because it's a 5-minute, $5 instrument, and I have my initial targets at 40. All right, let's focus on gold. Jesus, I'm sorry. Just getting distracted. Let's focus on gold right now and see if there's anything going on here. It did do the setup I was looking for. I'm kind of not excited that it broke all these pivots to the downside. I'm not very excited about that. Because again, so let's go back to what we were talking about with the YM. We have a new, Donchian Channel high, low, whatever it is. Now all of a sudden we're looking for a rotation point on the pullback to continue then in the direction that the market's been going. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for a rotation point. So again, a rotation point. And this is probably going to roll all the way back down to the lows. This one here, this YM. I mean, it's probably where it's going to go. And then if it does get to the lows, then you continue to look for it to pull back and create rotation points further down low. If it doesn't, and it starts breaking pivots to the long side, like this one here, then you start looking for it to start stair-stepping up. Am I making sense? So where could gold be going? It could be going to the prior day high. See that? It could be going to the prior day high, gold. Yep, it's probably going to the prior day high, maybe even the current overnight open. I'll be back in a second. I'm going to refresh my coffee. Keep looking at those spots down south of gold. Another thing too, just to keep in mind, just things that I like, things that make me excited about a trade, is this. Look at the space between the rotations. So like take this trade right here. This right here could be a one-time trade. Good job, Jim. You're the man, by the way. Jim is the man. For those of you that don't know who Jim is the guy that does this. Learn this from me. He could probably type in the chat some stuff about this, but he's the guy that learned from this, and he blows me away on this strategy. He blows me away all the time. Jim is a freaking beast. And by the way, Jim has done the same migration. He's passed he got out of the prop firm stuff, and now he trades real money. So Jim's very impressive. Jim really picked this stuff up. He really picked this stuff up. So anyways, I'm sorry. Gold here, we're looking for a rotation spot. I do not like that it just touched the prior day high. Anyway, so one of the things another really nice part about this trade is look at the space. Okay. So like this, let's just do some math here, because this rotation, and by the way, I'm not a good short trader. I'm a better long trader. I've said that millions and millions and millions of times. I do a much better job trading long than I do trading short. All right. I'm very honest about that. So this trade from here to here, if I was trading long, I would have been trading this back here. I just see the market better. But once this rotation happens, your stops here, blah, 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 blah. Well, what is this trade worth? So let's take this bottom right here of 602. So 602, and we were in at 6127 minus, shoot, sorry, 602, 613, let's just say. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, 613 minus change sign. Jesus, I'm telling you, I'm freaking. That's an $1,100 trade right there. So here's your 400. Here's another 400. It's more than that if you just trade it back to its rotation. Now, so let's talk about gold. All right. This damn thing it did it. It rotated. I wasn't excited about it because it touched the prior day high. I really do like it to pierce. That's why I didn't get excited. But the rotation worked, man. There it is. You're in at 27. You're all the way back up into this area. Yep. Jim's one of the ones I talk about in my videos that'll send me pictures of his trades and his P&L for $2,500 in a day, blah blah blah. And he's doing one of the things that I stress. He's limiting the number of trades and optimizing the trades he's in. I did a really shitty job of doing that here. Just to be honest, I did a really shitty job of doing that here. But, again, I struggle trading short. I just struggle trading short. I can see the trades to the long side so much better than I can to the short side. It's just know your strengths and know your weaknesses. Yeah, exactly, David. It just tapped the line. So when it taps the line, I have not allowed myself to take those trades. I like to have confirmation that we've gone through that line and then rotating. So, but anyways, you can see that they were seeking the prior day. They were looking for something from when we went from here down. They were looking for something, and each one of our trade steps, this one got you didn't get falsely in. This one you didn't get falsely in, and then this one it just didn't pierce. But that's the rotation, and so they were seeking from here to then go to here, just like they did over here. They were seeking from here to then go to here. And that's in essence what they're going to do. And once you start seeing these patterns, it's just like rinse, wash, repeat. I can't stress that enough. Rinse, wash, repeat. This is not that difficult. The difficult part, in my opinion, for me at this point, is just having enough instruments open in front of my face so that I can recognize which instruments should I be trading and which ones. Every day it could be different. Every day the emphasis can be, instead of gold, it's the NQ, or instead of the NQ, it's the RTY. I mean, every day it can be different, because every day one of those instruments is not in a consolidation area. Instead, it's in a rotation run phase of movement. You know, if this had just ticked one more tick down, this is the trade we'd be in right now. I'm overly conservative, but to the long side, the funny part is I would be handling this trade a lot better. And this would be, if it, appears a tick down, it is a big candle. You're in at 27.5. Let's just go to 37.5 right here. See that right there? That's 37.5. That's $1,000. One contract. And right now you are sitting on top of your 9 EMA. And so you should be hoping that 9 EMA can push price back up. See how it got on top of your 9 EMA, and the head of your 9 EMA has turned to the long side. So you're going to want, what you're going to hope is this candle here pushes up what you just did off that 9. Let's talk about this. So it just pushed up off that 9. Okay. And it's pushing back down. At this point, your stop should be here. If you're looking for a bigger trade, your stop should be here, right here. Right here, right here. I'm going to tell you why. All right, just popped out of it. Because this candle here broke the top of this candle. None of these candles here broke the top of this candle. Now you just got rotated over. Now that really sucks. Now you got your 5-minute traders. Remember, this is a 5-minute red line. Now you got your 5-minute traders pushing it back, and that's not good. Now, what is good that are not in a trade is that this may be the sign that we're going to rotate down into one of these lines in a direct move, or we could be doing a W pattern. This is not a W pattern I would be excited about, because again, we didn't pierce down into this area and then a rotation onto it and then back up from a higher pivot. But again, my focus is on gold because gold is moving. See what I'm saying? Gold is moving. So that's what you want. You want gold to be you want whatever you're trading, you want that item to be moving. NQ, I'm looking at it, it's not moving. It's just sitting in a zone. ES, just sitting in a zone. RTY is actually kind of moving, and it just came off of a low. But yeah. So first thing I do is figure out who's moving, and then I focus on whoever's moving. It gets tough when they're all moving. It gets tough when they're all moving. I wish people upstairs would quit banging the fucking floor. Excuse me. But I feel like I'm having to get louder and louder. No, Jim trades the NQ. Jim trades gold, those two predominantly. Yes. Yes, David. Yes. Matter of fact, we may get confirmation with a piercing here, because we're pretty direct. This is pretty direct. If you look at this from here to here to here to here, if we keep coming down, because we never confirmed it, in my opinion, we never went through. But we also may roll down to the prior day open. So we just got to see how the candles form, and does it give us an entry to the long side without risking a lot of money. Come on, GC, what the heck? I was just talking about how you move, and now you're not moving. Oh, God, it's just sitting there. Come on, GC, move. Come on, GC, move. Move. Come on, GC, move. There you go. All right. Let's go. Come on. Let me blow this up. Oh no. Are you really going to run off on me already? Oh my God. Are you going to run off on me? I mean, we finally pierced, but I don't like that we're making a lower pivot. God dang it. I don't like the size of that candle either. So some of you might say, well, why didn't you take this, Bob? Well, you got to remember, again, I have an objective. It's $1,000 a week, for example. Well, I like the moon, the stars, and the sun lined up on that YM. And I clip that, and there's $400. I mean, I don't put expectations on me that are going to cause me or should help me limit, I should say, taking trades that I don't feel 100% comfortable with. Why do I not feel 100% comfortable with this trade? Well, here's the pivot here, and then here's the pivot here. So we're rotating down, 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 down. Be much more exciting if this was reversed. This went way down to here, this one here, and then this one came and just touched and then rotated. I'd be all over that like Donkey Kong. Yoda. I love Yoda, man. I love Yoda. Yoda is the best. Yoda is the best. He is definitely the best. That's a good day. Just for full disclosure for everybody, Jim has to make $3,000 because he lives in California. Yeah, Jim has to because he's in California. Wow. See, right now, gold is confused. Right now, you have people taking trades in gold based off hopium. And how do you know that? Because it's not moving. If the algos are trading, then you're doing this. You're doing this. You're doing this. The sharks have left the pool when you're doing this. I would love for this thing to come slamming down into this zone and go long. That is exactly what I'd like to see. I'd like to see this right down to here. Now, what ends up happening when you do that is sometimes it can get really confusing. So let's go over here and look, for example. Sometimes it can get really confusing as to, okay, which line, okay, hello, McFly. Do you see this? What line are they going to actually play? They broke the prior day close right here at 2:10 in the morning by one tick. And then bam. I mean, I don't make this stuff up. And look what they did before they did it. They slammed it down. Now, this is 2 in the morning. They slammed it down. Crossover, slammed it down, broke this bot by one tick. One tick. You can see it right there. I mean, I can't make it any clearer than that. And then, whoop, gone. They ran it to here, had some of them sell off, rotated up, sat on top, did it again. Boom, gone. I can't make this stuff up, folks. I cannot make it up. So what I'm looking for is it to do that stuff when the market's really got live movement. So that's right now. I'm looking for this thing to slam down into here, give me that secret hand signal that we're going to go long or we're going to go short. And then I jump in on that secret hand signal because of the deliberateness one way, the secret handshake at the line, and then boom. I think the secret handshake over here was that it didn't pierce. I'm just telling, because we did not pierce that prior day high. We just touched it. That's not a good sign. You want it look, 2:00 in the morning. 2:00 in the morning. Even at 2:00 in the morning when they're playing these reindeer games, one tick. They pierced it, one tick. And then they ran it all the way through to the highs. I don't make this stuff up. I'm showing you the chart. One tick. And then it ran it through the high. Now, it ran it through the high over the next couple hours. But I mean, you put your stop down there and you just sit there and let it go. You should know if you're on the right rotation spot that they're going to bring it back through either the high or back through the low, depending on that rotation spot, to the short side or to the long side. I mean, it's just, It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So what do we got going on here? We didn't create space here. So I don't see, a crossover retest. But we are sitting at the 9 EMA, so that's nice. The 9's probably going to push it, but I don't, we may be done. Meaning the algos may have stepped away for a while. I'm hoping not. What I'm hoping for, again, is deliberateness into this area and pierce this one and or this one, give us a consolidation candle, and then boom to the long side, and we can make, anywhere from 500 to $600-700 back to this line. That's what I'm hoping. Now, to do that, that means price has to go from this line down to here. So what you could, what a risky trader would do is just assume that's what it's going to do and then sell here. I don't like to do that. And just to give you guys an update while I'm sitting here, I mean, here's the NQ. I mean, come on, man. This is what I try to keep us out of. This stuff right here. All right. I mean, are there some rotations from these lines to these lines? Absolutely. But I mean, is there any real opinion of which direction anything's going to go? Not at all. But it is interesting. They did crossover, retest, run it to this line, then run it back down to this line, then run it back up to here, missed it by a tick, rotated down, got underneath it, went short, came up. I mean, there's things, but to me, none of those are tradable events. Because we're just sitting in a consolidation mess. And on top of that, if you'll notice, again, my pet peeve, I've talked about this, is we are hanging out at the overnight open in the NQ. That's not a good place to be. If you just write down some of these tidbit notes that I'm talking about, things I'm talking about right here, you'll start seeing these things. Now, am I right 100% of the time? Absolutely not. No different than I tell you, okay, this is going to roll down and hit the overnight open and go long. Does that mean I'm going to be right 100% of the time on that either? No, absolutely not. But what you will recognize over time is that the theory of what I'm talking about happens more times than not. So that's why you avoid this trade, or you focus on this trade or whatever, because it's all about the law of probability. And then again, I cannot emphasize enough the risk to reward. When you do take that trade, like that YM trade I took today. I mean, I was risking $100 to make 400 on a pivot rotation that was just sitting there screaming right in front of your face. Did it mean it was going to work? No, but it got me the right reaction in the right direction so that I could defend myself on my stop loss to my break-even point. And that's what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Jim is an example, by the way. Jim is an example, by the way. Jim is a perfect example, by the way, of what has motivated me to continue to do these videos. Jim is a perfect example. There's several Jims, multiple Jims that they're all, of course, all their names are not Jim, but there's multiple Jims that I've dealt with in the past few years while doing this strategy that have captured what I'm talking about and done it even better than me. And I mean, I mean, that just is impressive, man. It really is. I mean, Jim just kills it. Jim just kills it. Jim's so Jim trades real money. And I'm going to say some things about Jim. I don't know if he's still here or not. But anyways, Jim trades real money. And Jim has set himself the objective of $20,000 a month. And he does it. That's his monthly goal off of this strategy only. His chart looks exactly like the chart you're looking at on this screen. Nothing added on it. No other BS. And Jim will tell you how much money he's lost in his life trying to, use all these different indicators and oscillators and all this crap. And, people tell him, oh, just take a long here or just take a long there. And he just loses his ass. But yeah, Jim, I sit here and trade to make $1,000 a week. Jim makes $20,000 a month. Which, by the way, gives me a lot of comfort in knowing, when I started this journey, my objective was to subsidize my retirement, because as a self-employed person, I've had some good years and bad years. And when the bad years come, you end up struggling to stay afloat. I'm in the housing business. The housing business has absolutely crushed me multiple times in my life. And as it's starting to teeter to do again right now. And so because of that, is today oil inventory day? Today might be oil inventory. No, tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, today's only Tuesday. All right, sorry. But anyways, my cat just fell right out of her tree. Her cat tree. She's sleeping so hard, she fell right out of the tree. Anyways, I just wanted to be able to subsidize my retirement, because I don't, other than, Social Security, which is all just garbage, really don't have much else, to count on in life. And that's why I started this. Well, then Jim, people like Jim come along and start making some ridiculous amounts of money doing exactly what I'm talking about. And it's like kind of put a different perspective to me. It's one of the great things about having this YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff is I've met some great people. I've had great conversations with people. I have learned things from people. And more importantly, I have seen the possibilities of my own stuff through other people. And it's like, damn, maybe I don't need to be sitting here selling houses if I could just, emotionally and mentally get over, my anxieties of trading. You guys have heard my anxieties. Those that have watched my videos, you've heard my anxieties in trading. You've heard it in my voice. Okay. And so that's like the piece that I have to fix in myself. And if I fix that piece, or when I fix that piece, I just, might be able to, it might give me the option to focus less on my housing business, or it may at least allow me to not have, the big swings I've had in the past where the housing market goes sideways and I don't have any houses to build. I didn't have that option before. Instead, I had all these anxieties in my head. I had all these bad habits and whatnot. And so, I'm definitely 90+% of the way towards, the 100% Bob that I think I need to be to do, say what Jim does. Anyways, yeah, thanks, Julio.
Unknown caller.
This, why do you keep calling me? Let me mute this. Somebody keeps calling me. Hold on, guys. So then I answer the phone and they just hang up on me. I answer the phone and they hang up on me. You keep calling me over and over again. I answer the phone, you hang up on me. Oh my God. It's probably a spam call. Who knows? Spam calls, it's ridiculous. Anyways, so it's certainly not doing these YouTube videos. I can tell you that. So I've got it. It's all on a separate screen, or I'd show you this. But I mean, YouTube, I'm going to tell you a funny story about YouTube since we're sitting here. I don't know how long ago it was. It was probably a year ago, well, a couple of years ago, maybe. I don't know. They kept emailing me saying, we owe you money. We owe you money, meaning they owed me money. And I just delete the emails, and I just go on with my day. And they email me again, we owe you money. We owe you money. And I delete the emails. So finally, one day, I just went through the links that they had, and they were banking my, what do you call it, monetization money or whatever for the channel. And so I was like, oh, because I don't know. And so anyway, so long story short, at the time that I finally gave them my tax information and whatnot to get my money, it was like 14, 15 months worth of money that they owed me. They owed me like $1,500. And even to this day, they paid me, I'll give you the exact number. They paid me last month for this channel. Where is it? They paid me. I'll tell you exactly what they paid me. I'd show it to you on my screen, but it's on my other computer. They paid me. Oh, actually, they paid me 130, or they're gonna pay me. I think they're gonna pay me on the 21st of this month, $132. That's actually more than I thought. So $132 is what they're going to pay me. $132. So, I certainly don't do these videos to make money. And like I said, I spent over a year. I never responded to them asking me for my tax information to even send me the money that they were banking. I mean, yeah. So August was $132. Okay. Normally it's like 110 or something like that, I think. So and they pay me on the 21st of the month. They wire it to my personal checking account. Anyways, what do we got going on here? The MNQ's got a 1 minute gold line, but it's too late in the day for that. And so maybe. Let me just show you guys this. So in the MNQ, what I would like to see, since this blew all through here, let's see if there's something down here. Nope, there's not. See, this just blew right through these levels that we had, so there's nothing there. On the MNQ, what I would like to see, if we could, now that we've created a new low, I'd love to see it rotate into this zone and have us take a short. Now I would be willing to take a short off the prior day low, or, the overnight open or the prior day close, if we rotated to here, because we now broke into a new zone. Again, here's the secret handshake. Here's the secret handshake. We're going somewhere else. Now what we're going to do is we're going to clean out the stops and then go there. Of course, they're doing it off the 1 minute goal line right now, which I refuse to trade that at this time of day, because I just don't expect the follow through. I would much rather have something here or a 5 minute red line. Here we go. See, this is exactly why. Look at, here we go. It's too late in the day for that trade to work, in my opinion. Doesn't mean it won't, but it's just too late in the day. So what I would like to see is down to here, back up into here, and then a rejection, kind of like the YM trade we took. Actually, exactly like the YM trade we took. Charity, yeah. I get something out of this, Parth. I get something. I get a lot out of this by talking to people like Jim, who take what it is I do and make it better. I get a lot out of this. And Matt, who was in here earlier, Matt and I talk to each other routinely. Matt's the guy, by the way. Matt is the guy that created the lines with the names on it. That's actually who did that, was Matt. I get things from a lot of people that I meet through this quote unquote journey. But yeah, Matt's the one that created the labeled lines so that we know that, right here is the prior day, which is the overnight open, current open, and then the prior day close. He's the one that labeled all that stuff and created that script, because he knows how to do that stuff. Okay, here we go. This we just might get what I was looking for on the MNQ. And again, prediction. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right, but my prediction was we were going to go from here up into here, not here, because it's too late in the day for this trade to hold and roll. It's just too late in the day. So here we are on the MNQ. Just need it to go up. Well, it did pierce. Wow, it pierced by a tick. That one did pierce. Now these candles are getting too big. Come on. Roll up a little more. Oh, God. Seriously? Yeah, there it goes. Yep, there it goes. If it re-goes there, if it re-goes, I'll take it. If it re-goes, because the size of that candle, the initial candle, see, it's breaking that one there. So now we're re-going. So let's go. Come on. Go. Come on. Go. There you go. Now go. 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 All right, I'm just going to take it there. Okay, let's go. Come on. If you guys notice, I waited till it came back through the second time. I did that on purpose because of the size of the candle. And then I'm out at even. All right. I did that on purpose because of the size of that candle, the entry candle. So I let it go through. I let it rotate back up. And then I took it when it went through again. It's how I manage big candles, because I find a lot of times if you break a bottom on a big candle, it has a tendency to retract and then rotate. So that's what I did. I didn't make any money. I didn't lose any money, but this trade's probably going to roll down. You follow the back of these candles. Follow the back of these candles. Just to see, we pierced this thing by a tick. We ended up, then you have to end up, because this is the trigger candle and the entry candle. You have to play the break of this candle to the left that wasn't in the gold line. And here we go. It's just, so I'd be following this baby right here to the downside. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, Matt did the labeled lines. He did the labeled lines. Now, I was very conservative on this as my entry and all, because we are so far from these areas. It's certainly not something I want, but the RTY sure said, it's funny. We'll just look at the RTY. The RTY sure said, yeah, we don't want to touch that red line anymore. Look at that. Jesus. Of course, there's no trade there. It's not a smooth pullback, but you can see the power of that 21 SMA. Look at that. Jesus. It just threw price away. Just threw it away. I'll be right back. I'm going to freshen my coffee one more time. We're at 11 o'clock. Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah, the RTY, just the red line on the RTY absolutely threw price away. Oh, Jim said, YM. I keep having to bring the charts over, so I lose. I don't have time to drag this one away so I can still see it. Does that make any sense? Yeah, the YM did the same thing. It rejected at the red line. It's not a tradable event in my book, but yeah, it did it. Sure did. Why is it not tradable, Bob? Well, because we didn't come from here to here. Instead, we came from here. We still had pivots to the long side. But that's one of the reasons also, for example, if I'm in let's say I'm in a trade, Joe, and let's say I'm in a trade, like say I'm in this trade here. That's one of the reasons I look at the depth of where it is to the red line versus say the prior day low. And I determine I might want to make this my target. You know what I'm saying? Because there's usually going to be a lot of fighting going on right here. And does that make sense? Especially like in this case, it's the first time we've ever touched that red line since we blew through it at, 9:30 this morning. So, if you're in a long here off of say an overnight open or whatever, and you got a lot of room and you get to here, it's usually a pretty good place to take your money. Pretty good place to take your target. Because that, again, just knowing what's above you. If you're in a long, what's above you, what could be a good target, and not get punched in the face, things like that. But anyways, I think we're pretty much done. That's stupid. That stupid MNQ is going to actually roll down, which is what which is what it should have done, and it is doing it, pattern-wise, it should go back down to here. Pattern-wise, this absolutely should go from here to here. The problem is this candle got way too big to defend yourself to get there. You understand what I'm saying? Well, Joe, remember on the red line, that's a 1 minute candle on a 5 minute moving average. So to a 5 minute trader, they have no idea that your 1 minute candle closed above. The people trading the big money on that YM 5 minute red line, they're not seeing anything to do with a 1 minute candle. They have no idea. We just use that 1 minute candle as our way to hopefully get in when a rotation happens, but not have to take such a big stop loss to get in with the bigger money. That's the 5 minute moving average. Because if you wait for that 5 minute candle to form and then you're taking that break, you got to have cojones, because you got to have big targets and big stop losses if you're going to defend the back of those candles, i.e. the 5 minute candles. And there are traders that do that. They defend the back of those 5 minute candles and they take 5 minute trades. There's a lot of 5 minute traders. I don't like the anxiety of the size of a 5 minute candle if I'm going to defend the back of that candle. Does that make sense? By the way, that R2Y blew it all the way back down to the low. Blew it all the way back down to the low. Did a better job than this MNQ did. Did a much better job than this MNQ did. Look at RTY. Shing, shing. Wow. Anyways, I hit this one right here, which was beautiful for 50,000 reasons. We had a new low, rollback, new recent low. That happened to also be the low. Roll back to our prior day low because we're seeking a place to rotate from. And we had such a small candle here, made it so easy to manage our trade. And then boom, down we went. And it continued to go also. It did not get to the lows. But anyways, and, that was my trade of the day. Again, my excitement of that trade of the day is the gap from here to here, a lot of space. Prior day low, getting a reaction after a nice relatively, it did pick up the pace here, relatively deliberate. But more importantly, in all of that, for this trade, honestly, because we did break this pivot to the left, it's just the size of that candle. I wasn't risking much. Down it goes. There's our money. There's my money for the day. Nice and simple. Nice, simple trade. Nice, simple trade. And then from the moment I was in to the moment we went to the targets, what did we get? Big red candles. And that's exactly that. That is your sign that you got in at the right spot. You got in with the right rotation. So anyways, I'm going to shut down the video for the day so I've got a couple houses I got to quote so that people can sit around hoping that rates go down, I guess. And then I will not be live tomorrow because it's FOMC day. I mean, I'm just going to be wasting my time and your time. But I'm going to be back Thursday, 9:45, and I'm going to have my live account up and running because we'll be past the FOMC stuff. All right, everybody have a good day, and I will talk to you guys soon. And congratulations, Jim. You fool! You outdid me again. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.